This is yours truly, DMV Uncut Live Productions Network, your empowerment platform, community and social issues, all that and much more. A voice of the people. Here's a recap of prior shows, some of the hottest issues and topics, and community advocacy on the ground. Hope you enjoy.
Ain't no way around it. Hey, listen, man. God said we supposed to be the head of the household, you hear me? But how we gonna be the head of the household if we can't even be the, you know what I'm saying? We act like the tail. We scared. Some of us be scared to step up to the plate. And we put on personas, man, that we gotta be this tough street dude. We gotta be this, we gotta be that. And I used to look down upon dudes that never got into nothing, that ain't never went to jail, because I thought that was a way of being a man. I thought that was the way of life. But now when I meet a person that ain't never been to jail, got something good going on, I respect that. I respect that. And it's all about respect. So, like I say, man, I was just like hurt. But every time I see Queen, man, and I talk to my sister, man, she just like, she uplift me. And it's not even a lot of words that she say, it's just the words that she say and how she there to listen. So when you're talking about this mental thing too, because we all deal with mental abuse. It's no matter how it comes, when it comes, when it do come. You can get a call, your man got shot. You can get a call, your people's been in an accident. That's a mental abuse because it's messing with your mental. So if you don't find somebody to talk to and get this thing out and find a way to the solution, you'll crumble. You'll crumble. People crumble, dog. And you gonna be self-inflicted. But sometimes with the drug thing, since I'm a founder of the Sober Living Project, I created that while I was inside the jail too, or DC jail. And because I knew that alcohol was taking me down. That was my thing. So I made excuses to drink. I drink when I'm mad, I drink when I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Drink when I'm going through something. But that drink almost took me away from my children for 30 years. That drink is the reason I ain't with my first baby mother right now. That drink is why it's still like a distance between me and my children, and I love my children, you know what I'm saying, to death, right? But it's just certain things, man, like, you gotta learn how you gotta move. I said something to Queen the other day, man. It's like, she asked me, she said, I forgot exactly how she said, because we was talking on her live, and she had a roll call check-in. And we was talking, and she said, man, how do I forgot exactly what you said, sis.
How do they trust you?
Yeah, she was like, how do people trust you? And I said, shoot, I don't know. But I said, you know what? They love real. They love real. And see, by a man being from the streets, I can look at every one of you men's face and woman's face and understand that everybody got something genuine in them.
Right.
Everybody got a goal out here that they're trying to accomplish.
Right.
And I look to all you men and tell you, can't nobody stop your goal, homes. If that's your goal, you keep on climbing, you gonna get it. If it ain't happening right now, it's still gonna happen.
That's right.
Don't never doubt yourself.
Come on now.
Everybody else can doubt you, but don't doubt yourself. Whoever knew I wouldn't be drinking no more?
Come on now.
Whoever knew that I had my own business?
Say so.
Whoever knew that I'd be a recovery coach at Howard University when I was one of the
Say
toughest
so.
people out here in the streets?
Say so.
Whoever knew my life would have been spared?
Say so.
You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, when they dropped them shots off in my hood the other day, I would have been right there with my men. Had my truck not been in the shop. So I might have been killed.
Right.
I left a candlelight visual the other day out in Maryland. Soon as I left that joint with my nephew, they dropped shots on that jump. It's like we're working with a purpose.
Yes. Yes.
But it's your determination to understand what the purpose is.
I beat cervical cancer. I got 6 children. I run my whole company, raise my 6 kids off of one tender check I get once a month. I do DoorDash because my car got crashed like last week. I haven't been able to get it back. Get back on my feet. It's like when I lost everything, I got to pick everything back up. Me plus 6 and a company all at one time. But do I come on here moping and say, oh, it's the kids' fault, oh, it's the men's fault, or it's this person's fault? No, I don't. It's all about fault. You know how many times I probably had $5 But I had to go do something, and the child asked me for $1, and I said no. But I didn't know that the child just wanted to go buy some noodles because he was hungry at night. You don't know what's going on. Everybody plays a part. Everybody, bro. Not just one person. And the people that they trying to help, it's like they getting, like I said, you getting overpowered, overshadowed by so much negativity or people just saying anything out their mouth. No bull crap. Like if it wasn't for the thing today, I would have never met this man. See what I'm saying? We wouldn't even doing this live on nothing. So that's like, I tell people, if you got information, don't tell me you don't want to help me because you afraid I might go past you. Just give me the information. I'm going to take you with me if anything. But you won't even give me a chance to figure that part out. And there's so many people, bruh, that's youth that are so talented. My daughter alone got epilepsy. Girl, now that's seizures. She's 13. She draw, she sing, all of that, bruh. All of that. We're trying to get her into Duke now. And I'm telling her, do you not know how you have epilepsy? That's seizures in your brain. Exactly. So for you to be able to still do tattoos, write, draw, and sing, do you not know how skilled you are?
Make sure that you follow DMV, Uncut Live Productions Network, on Facebook. We Take Care of Us, Breath of Life Academy group on Facebook as well. Instagram, Change Agent Now Forever. Let's continue to put our best foot forward so we can become the change that we all want to see in our communities. And you just got plugged in with your boy, Mr. Uncut. Gonna make it a great day. Remember, procrastination gets you nowhere.
What many of us pay a lot of money for. And they get it for free. It didn't cost the county a dime to accept a 5-star catered meal for a homeless man to eat. I mean, some of this is restoring the dignity and the pride back into our people so that they have the motivation, the encouragement, and the support to get up, even though they've fallen down. That's what this is all about. But now we can't even do that. I don't know what's going on with the county and why that's a problem. Somebody need to tell me something.
Event and said that, at the time, she was unaware of his cancer struggle. At the age of 43, the Black Panther actor passed away in 2020. Welcome back, it's your host, Nancy Brown. If you are new here, make sure you have subscribed to our YouTube channel.
And I thought he was training for a movie. I thought he was, some people really get into the roles.
And he had posted he was telling people to stay inside.
And I said, like, man, you need to stay inside or something, like it was a joke.
I didn't know anything about his cancer or anything. And I riffed on him. From there, she explained that everybody thought it was funny and cool at the time. Boseman famously didn't make his cancer diagnosis public prior to his passing.
And then, I don't even care how people looked at me. How I looked at myself was crazy.
She explained, I was like, all right, I gotta change the way I move. And for a minute, I didn't want to do Jess with the mess no more because you don't know what the hell people going through.
You don't know what the hell people going through. When you come in somebody's appearance.
It took me a minute to bounce back from that. I was struggling with my own thing, and then I went online and seen how I was receiving hate.
And I was canceled and everything like that. And I was like,
There's a lot of vices that's out there that's persuading us and telling us that if we don't have a certain number of followers, that we shouldn't be and do what God calls us to do. There's a lot of vices out there that say that you need to have a clique and that you need to be a part of this, that, and
What's up, everybody? What's up? What's going on? How y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good night. No matter who you are, wherever you are, this is Trey Wiz. Some of y'all might know me from two platforms that I have going on in regards to mental health. So whether it be Just Stop It or whether it be The Pit Stop on Wednesdays, main shows on Sundays, this is not about that today because this is a DMV Live Uncut session. I consider it a session because it's like a talk. I don't want nobody to feel like, there's no pressure to watch or pressure to listen, but it's informal. So we're talking about something good. I'm happy to be sharing this with a brother of mine, somebody that I'm learning a lot from, somebody that I can see firsthand doing a darn on thing. A lot of people talk. A lot of people say that they are about this, they're about action, they're about change, and they're about movements. But how many people do you know that actually do it? So I wanted to give a shout out to my brother Kenneth before I pull him up for just staying by his word, honestly, doing the doggone thing like it should be done. Let me bring up my brother Kenneth. What's up, Kenny?
What's up, brother? What's good?
What's
good,
up?
man?
What's up,
good,
brother?
man?
What's up? What's going on? How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing phenomenal, man. The sun is out. It is springing, and springing has sprung. And we that little hour that we didn't have from spring forward, man, it's truly amazing to be here, man.
I feel you on that. I ain't mad at that. So today, look, you already know how things are going to start going when it comes to the doors that are opening with DMV Live Uncut. Not only what you're doing by yourself, but you trusting me and blessing me with being able to make these small little movements with your platform, being a part of it in this way, being visual, giving them something that they can look back on and watch and be entertained by or even be informed by, because we do, say it like it is on this platform. But thank you for just letting me be a part. This isn't just because it might be on StreamYard and I might be doing certain things doesn't mean that you don't deserve the glory of even having this space to do this in the first place. Because, I can maybe produce it or press a few buttons and have a few things come up, but it's you that has the movement going. So I want to ask you a question before we even get into the subject for today, which is Just Hilarious. So for those that do know her, Just Hilarious has been on Wildin' Out. She is a YouTube sensation. I've been following her way before, she really got the fame. And I wouldn't even say the fame yet necessarily, but the notoriety, I guess, would be a good word for it. I wanted to ask you, before we get into her and what she did and how we witnessed her being accountable, I wanted to ask you, the DMV Live Uncut movement, where was that birthed from? Where did that come from? This isn't an interview, but I did want to ask and understand where that movement came from before we even get into what we're talking about today.
Okay, well, I have always been a very unorthodox individual, very non-traditional individual. And I really found myself creating this platform because I have been in spaces, social media spaces, where individuals like myself, male, female, that feel as if where can they go to really talk about these hard topics without, no judgment. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's, and somebody that's, that's not going to get filtered, somebody that's not going to get paused, somebody that's, and just being a regular advocate myself from what I have seen, like, I'll be honest with you, I'm tired of people telling our issues that are not of our origin. They're not of our ethnicity. They're not of our race. They're not of the black and brown hue, African American. They're not of the indigenous. Culture and climate. So it's like, instead of me waiting for a great white hope or somebody else to say what's going on and keep it real and keep it uncut, it was like, you know what? Let me just use the knowledge, the education, and put it to use. When I went to Morgan State University, that's where it was going. Because I was like, okay, once I start doing film, once I start, getting into broadcasting and whatnot, I was like, you know what? Oh, it's on.
I mean, shoot, I appreciate that uncut space because though we we have even you having movements and things going outside of DMV Live Uncut. I like that you don't just have one thing going on, but you have a multitude of things going on. But I appreciate the uncut space because I feel like you can hit a lot of people. And let me say this first: being uncut doesn't mean cussing. It doesn't necessarily mean derogatory. It just means saying it like you want to say it and not really, like you said, the filter, not really being worried about having a filter. Sometimes I feel like saying it raw and saying it how it needs to be said sometimes just hits a lot more people than it would if you're trying to be light and coy about it. Because people want to see you be transparent. People want to see you get into the subject like it matters to you. So, shoot, I appreciate the space. I'm not mad at it. Shout out to those that got something going on. Like a multitude of things going on, but yeah, all them people that you was talking about, like Molly, for instance, with the CMOS and people that we know around us that got their own movements and organizations. I'm proud of y'all. From me to y'all, I'm proud of y'all. I ain't mad, for real.
Man, that's what it's all about. You know, as you see in the corner of the screen, it says "We all we got." So it's like, you know, this
we all we got. We all we need.
This a we movement. This a we movement. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about.
And you can't do it by yourself. You know, you can have the legwork or the willpower to get it done, but you can't do it by yourself. So, you know, and one thing we was talking about before we even got started was the going against the grain. These subjects we talk about, luckily, and I'm grateful that they are catching eyes and people are seeing what we're doing and people are chiming in, because it's just as much as there are people that don't care to see things in a positive light or even just produce like positive, you know, energy or positive content. As many people as you have like that, there are people that do want to see things go right. They are tired of seeing things go a certain way. On the subject of accountability, you had brought up Jess Hilarious to me. So somebody that I have followed for a long time. One thing I gave her kudos for when you and I were on the phone before this was her stepping up. When people step up and they don't need anyone when they do it, when they're on top, you know, they on top of their A game and they still will bring themselves down to a point where they're okay with apologizing. They're okay with being wrong. One of the main things that we've been talking about lately, and that's all of us really, is the word accountability. You know, so yeah, like I said, like letting your ego down, putting your ego to the side for a moment just to say that I'm sorry. And I would say, don't let it be an apology because there's pressure against you to do so. So whether it be your peers or whatever telling you to apologize because it means something to you. Apologize because you care enough to do so. But how did you feel? Let me turn this over to you because I feel like I've been doing enough talking in this first 10 minutes. But what made you want to bring up the subject? I know we're on accountability. I understand that. But what made you want to bring and highlight, whether it's, you know, concerns or comments or whatever, what made you want to bring up Jess Hilarious?
Well, so, as you stated, you know, we've been talking about accountability. You know what I'm saying? Right. Accountability is the presence of taking ownership, taking responsibility, or the lack of taking ownership or lack of responsibility when it comes to, you know, this topic of accountability. I felt like, you know, here is somebody that is in a position of, you know, notoriety. She's a celebrity. She is native of the DMV region, you know, Baltimore. Yeah. Be more.
Baltimore, yeah. Yeah.
We, from the last show, you know, we talked about, you know, the kiki and ha-ha and the laughing, you know, the lack of not having compassion or empathy or concern about things that hurt or harm the community. And here it is. This is someone that wasn't talking, but this is someone that actually demonstrated, hey, I blew it. No, I blew it. I messed up. I went and joined on a celebrity. And she
Chadwick Boseman, yeah.
Yeah, it's with Bo. And for those of y'all, Just Hilarious, she had something called Just a Mess.
Yeah. Yeah. Her little sideshow she had, yeah.
Yeah. And she would, crack her jokes and do what she do from a comedy, from a comedic perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And she really took it out there. She she made fun of Chaz Bosewick. Y'all know Wakanda. I'm still saying,
Wakanda forever.
And she made a joke. She made fun of him, of him being sick, and and she realized that after she had made that joke, it wasn't necessarily after she made the joke, but once she had the time to go back and look at her stand up, her show. Chaz Boseman passed away. And when she learned that he passed away from cancer, it was like, yo. Hold up. Like, it sunk in, like, hold up. I went on a brother. I made fun of a brother who was battling something that was an ailment, cancer.
I wake up, I see the same thing on TV. Us dying in the streets. Leg, knee on our neck. So special. Foot in our back. Bend down. Hey! Stop! He's not. Oh, are you kidding me right now? This is my car. It's not your car. Stay right here. He's trying to make me just get out. Just got her to breakfast. I have to be able to make it here. How you gonna tell me what to feel when you ain't never been? Got a solution for my pain and I don't wanna hear. And if I lose it, that's on me, so you can save your tears. I'm trying to make a change, so I'm looking in the mirror. I had some goals I couldn't see, but now my vision's clearer. It's unattainable to reach the sky, it's not my limit. I walk this journey on my own to see the bigger picture. Push out the frying pan into the fire. I'm a soldier, I can take it, no such thing as retire. Got a bulletproof soul when I know you see it. Dwell alone beside these demons, every sense of fetus. Shining like a jewel amongst the darkness and the evil. A clever tool between my ears, never catch me sleeping. But they don't care until they screaming, killing us on TV. You found my purpose in this life, forget about the meaning. Another body slain in the street. And we've been needing change, needing peace. We done and we can't take it no further. Heard the angels cry and they scream murder, murder. Heard the angels cry and they scream murder, murder. Oh, you hear them angels crying. Murder, murder, they killing on the streets. Run up in your home, no knock, they get administrative leave. Propaganda, paint a picture, drugs, murderers and thieves. Justified it with.
Look at the state of America. Becoming the laughingstock. A riot on the nation's capital. Totally unacceptable. No justification. Everyone that was involved in this atrocious act, justice shall be served to the fullest extent of the law. No justification, none whatsoever.
One man was killed by the police. I want us to understand that. We're here to try to bring an end to this scourge of racist police murder of black people, Hispanic people, and also insofar as the racism is directed against us, and we're all people, it carries over to white people as well. So we're trying to end that, and in this effort today, we're aiming for 3 particular goals. And we won't reach them in one day, but we're establishing them. The first goal is that all criminal cops in Prince George's County, every last one, the 28 on Miss Boy's Brady list, there were 2 who killed Archie Elliott. Every criminal cop in Prince George's County, that is, every cop who committed a crime in Prince George's County gets prosecuted and convicted. That's number 1. Number two, we want the Maryland General Assembly to go much further than what it did last April when it passed House Bill 670, Senate Bill 600, and Senate Bill 178. That was just the beginning. That's what they said. To us, it was an inadequate effort of patronizing us. That was just not enough. It said, basically, those 3 pieces of legislation said, basically, we're going to give a little soft tap on police who murder black people and Hispanics. But we want it totally abolished. We want it wiped out. We want cops scared of killing black people, Hispanic people, poor people, homeless people. We want cops scared of when they break in a home with a warrant. I'm talking about with a legal warrant. They've got justification. The crime is going on. We want them to come in and say, "Madam, would you please sit down? Madam, this is my badge. This is the warrant. I have a copy for you. Please sit down. I will not hurt you. We're going to search your home." A judge gave us permission to do that. We apologize, ma'am. We apologize. And if there's any problem, here's my card. You call the judge and tell them that we did wrong. We're going to search it politely. We're not going to harm you. And we're looking for a particular thing. In other words, we want cops prosecuted, number 1. And then we want the Maryland General Assembly to pass our 6-point plan, legislative plan. In other words, that little tap on the wrist they did in April, that's not enough. We got a 6-point plan that really addresses the scourge of police murder.
That's right.
And then the last thing is, we have the horrible experience here in Prince George's County and also throughout the state of dealing with elected officials and appointed officials who oppose the effort of stopping legalized lynching by police officers.
We won't stop. We won't stop. We won't stop. We won't quit. We won't quit. We won't stop.
In the morning, I don't have hot water. I can't wash my baby clothes. If I put a plate on the table, a roach get in before I can get in it. It's a problem with that. Then they want us to pay full rent. I'm not understanding. You got mushrooms growing out of the floors where you live at. You walk through the building, it stinks so bad, you can barely catch your breath. And you tell me that's right? It's not right. I'm so glad, and I thank God that I wasn't born back in slavery days, because I would have been dead a long time ago. See, because I believe in and fighting for my rights.
Man, we got our Bibles.
The biggest question. It's really nice to talk today. Look, it's crazy. I'm the one they want to represent. Young black girl, I could probably be the president. I'm the voice of the youth. You hear my tone, I think it's evident. I know who I am. They must share my power. There we go. Do you hear that down in the... Did you hear it?
When you put in verses, also choosing you, man. Life is so crazy. Many lessons and blessings. I'm steady stressing perfection. I keep neglecting my ethics. So it's texting a message. I'm trying to lessen my stressing. Finally understand my power. My presence is essence. They threw my daddy while my mama was stressing. I'm supposed to feel. It ain't so much for my chapel. She's supposed to do. And we out here starving. Ain't got nothing. How we supposed to
Do I talk loud? I do the mic up. So you hear me like this? Okay, cool.
But it's so sad that I can't even go and stay in my city. Baby killing.
We are live, yeah.
It's so wicked that you my daddy's mother taking my city. But I still love him. I give him every dime that I got. It's real down. But I give you all the time that I got. You was the fakest on my team and I'm just finding it out. That made me sick into my stomach. About to find it out. And I'm like, ready or not, man, it's my time now. I done gave it everything I got.
This is Fly Janae. Fly Janae.
30-second time. I know how to make it, so seeking applause. I better never waste my voice if I don't speak for a cause. I'm living this, man, I just think and I pause. My mama told me, keep shooting for the moon, you will have a seat with them stars. You can have
Yours truly. How's it going there, everybody? Y'all know who it is. It's your boy, Mr. Uncut. Y'all know the mission of Uncut Live Productions is where we focus on mind, body, soul, spirit, faith, social issues, community, politics, you name it. As I say on every show, we will not be paused, edited, or muted. Whatever you see here, hey, the cards lay how they lay, and it just doesn't get no realer than that. Today's show, we're going to talk about Black liberation. We're going to talk about the need for waking up the consciousness of our people. And we're going to dive into that. I'm going to make sure that I get this link out to all my other viewers. I'm going to make sure I get this out to my team, Tom Mo Show. And we're gonna get live right on in. Y'all give me about like 20 seconds and we're gonna get into the discussion. I'm sorry, y'all hear that little noise in the background. We gotta get some plugs repaired, but hey, we still gonna make it do what it do. Y'all know this is what we do as a Black media grassroots production. We're not paid or sponsored by any political party. We're not paid by any type of institution. Guess what? We're only up and running by the viewership and the support of you guys, and and the people that come onto the set, and that's just what we do. Now, any further ado, y'all, it's a lot that's going on in these parts of the town, especially the state of Maryland. It's a lot going on in the state of Maryland. Oh my goodness. It's a lot. It's a lot that's going on that we need to be paying attention to. Lot going on down in Annapolis. We still have evictions that's like up to the yin yang up in Prince George's County, Maryland. I've had a couple of people, they reached out to me. It's like, man, it's like the cost is so high. One gentleman told me, he said, "Man, I don't know what's going on." He said, "It's like we're being consumed by things that's not really mattering, and in the meantime, while we're being consumed, well, I like to say by distractions, we have the real issues that are at hand." And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't care about elections or not. Nothing's changed. Just new faces. Oh, did I say that? I did. Without further ado, though, we won't dive into this discussion. We have a guest here, someone that is an advocate, someone that's a mother, someone that is a mentor, a model in the community, someone that is making history 365 days out of the year, and that's really pushing for change. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm glad you was able to come down to the set. Yes. I know I'm in the cut, you know.
It's cool. It's spring break, so I got some time. So fit you in, which is perfect for today. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
So, you know, in relations to Black empowerment, you know, y'all, I told y'all last show, and you know, for y'all, this copy of the Willie Lynch thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, really, y'all, you know, I'm just saying, y'all need to, y'all, you know, I have copies of this to give out. I'm just saying, you know, we got gossip, and you don't have a copy of the Willie Lynch letter. But when you hear this term, though, well, you know, this does kind of play into somewhat of what when we talk about Black liberation. You know what I'm saying? In how some of us are being lynched by distractions.
Yes, very, very much so. There's a lot of distractions, but you know, it's purposely done so that we won't have a voice and have a reason to fight back. We're consumed with everything around us. It's easy, accessible now. You have it right here at your hand. So how can you not be distracted?
You know, do you think, you know, because like, you know, as a mother, what are some things or things that you implement or that you would suggest to, you know, our viewers, those who might see this video later on? What are some things that you practice because you're involved?
I am involved. I have to be involved because I have my children. You know, when you grow up in this society and you're trying to figure out why are we still in the same place, but yet you've been working for all of these years to be in a better place, but yet you're still stuck here being stagnant in the same situations. And you dig deep into that and you see foundationally why we are still living in these situations. And I want to be a change for my own children so that they don't have to continue to grow up in the same exact conditions that our parents were fighting for and their parents were fighting for.
So a little bit, I've seen some things you've been doing. You were making history. I seen an article that was posted a few days ago. You mind telling the people, you know, because y'all, the purpose of this, man, is to bring people to show what's happening, to show the individuals, oh, we got echo there, what it's like to be a pioneer for Black liberation.
Okay. It got started for me long before now because I was raised in an environment coming from living with all Black people to then going to a place living with all white people when I was about 9 years old. And I couldn't understand why they were so hateful. I'm like, what did I do to these people to make them not like me, or not like the color of my skin, tell me to go back to Africa, even though like I've never been to Africa. But it was like an everyday thing, constantly. The children wouldn't like hand you papers that's being passed out through the teacher. Like trauma begins for a child at that point, right? Like, and then you live life and you see that society has formed people that have these opinions and have all this hate inside of them. You live life, you go through corporate America, you continue to be disrespected because you're in a class of society. You don't have a college degree, you're a single mom. You were a teen single mom, so there's another strike against you. But how do you rise up above all this? I literally had to like dig into myself, like dig into who I was. And that's, how I found the Black empowerment. Like that's when I learned about Huey P. Newton, Dr. Huey P. Newton, and the Black Panther Party, learned about Fred Hampton and Assata Shakur.
What it do, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all, welcome to another show of the Uncut Live Productions. How you guys doing on this rainy morning? How's everybody doing? I pray everybody had a fine, phenomenal weekend this week. Maybe you was able to get a word of God, get a dose of that word, give you a supercharge. I see y'all out there on Facebook. Y'all shoot some stars up. Y'all shoot some stars up. Right now, we are at I believe we're at almost 700 followers now. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can get that following up, Uncut Live Productions on Facebook, if we can get that up, get those followers up to 1,000. I got a message from none other than yours truly, Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, that if I get to 1,000 followers, up to the choice of my charity, each time that somebody sends stars or shoots stars up, they will take a certain percentage of those stars and they would donate it to a charity of my choice for a social cause. Nice. So, and it's fitting, especially for the topic we're going to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen, because we need every financial pull and support that we can when we talk about legislation, policy, and all the things that it takes to make our communities and society to become a healthy community. That was none other than yours truly, Reese Lachey. For God I live, for God I die. That's right. I hear you. Very, very talented, very phenomenal individual, positive information, positive content. Not talking a bunch of curse words and
savage this and da 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 da. Just positive. Read, create that positive change, and that kind of goes into your, your competency there. Children.
Yeah, positivity is definitely one of the tenets, if you will, of competency. You got to be positive with it, because it motivates others. It encourages others to be better than where they are right now today. So.
And we're going to go right into the segment. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our beloved honorary staple the community, my mentor, someone that's doing just being a great expression of love in the community. And y'all know we got to talk about the good old Prince George's County, Maryland. Shout out to 1410 nonprofit organization that is covering, trying to tackle this issue, that is doing some fine, phenomenal work with Laurel advocacy, special services, and trying to combat this, and as they say, homelessness been a pandemic in the county of Prince George's. But we need to talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of the small businesses in the area of Prince George's County, there was a meeting that was held about 2 weeks or so ago, where they're trying to figure out what we can do to not just put a Band-Aid on this issue, but really, for a lack of a better word, I'll be nice. It seems to be that there is highly a misunderstanding that individuals think they can just put a Band-Aid on this issue, and everybody who is in position to make a change, rather than connecting. There's a phrase, I believe it was the beloved Pastor Keith Battle said that lack of insufficiency is a sign of partnership, information, and education.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And when we talk about, look, y'all, welcome our beloved guest, Miss Tanya Sweat. Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming here. I know I was just writing my mouth.
No, you're good. You're good. I was thinking, getting my thoughts together. Good morning, everybody. Hey, family. I'm back. Homelessness is a big issue. And I'm going to say this. When you hear the word homelessness, most people think about those who are out there laying on top of the venting grates on our sidewalks to stay warm in the wintertime. People you may see in doorways of abandoned buildings trying to be covered because they got no roof over their head. But let's correct some misperceptions first and foremost. Mm-hmm. Yes, we must care about that population of our homeless. We also have another population of homeless people in this county who are still working. They still have paychecks. If you ask why there are no rooms in our shelters, it's because some of the people living in the shelters are working class individuals. They go to their jobs, still go to their jobs every single day, get a paycheck every 2 weeks. However, they've lost their homes to foreclosure. They were evicted because they were laid off during COVID and couldn't pay the rent for 2 years and wasn't able to get emergency rental assistance. They got evicted and couldn't find another place to live. And let me enlighten you to some stuff. once you get evicted after 30 days, it's extremely hard to get another rental unit because after 30 days, they put it on your credit report.
Yeah.
And so if a landlord pulls your credit, you're going to see on your credit report that you were evicted. So they don't see you as a trustworthy renter who they can rely upon to pay rent. So they don't want to rent to you. So that then creates another population of homelessness within the community. So we're looking at literally 3 different groups of people. We have those who once owned a home. Nice homes. But because of whatever reason, foreclosure hit them and they had to get out of those nice homes. And now they don't have the 20% down to buy a new home. They can't afford to rent necessarily because, let's be honest, our rental units are not income based. So not everybody can afford even a rental unit. You look at a 1-bedroom efficiency apartment now in this county will cost you $2,000 a month. And some would think, oh, you owned a home, you were paying $3,000 a month for a mortgage, why can't you get a 1-bedroom efficiency? Well, there's a problem with that. If you were paying a mortgage on a house and your mortgage was $3,000, you may have had 4 or 5 people living in your house. Now you're talking about 1-bedroom efficiency for $2,000? That is not enough space. And so when you look at needing a rental unit or an apartment for 3, 4, 5 people, now you're getting up into $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. That then becomes unaffordable for some. We've got our rental population who suffered, and there were hundreds, I dare say thousands of evictions at the end of 2022. We've got that population of people, and it's been 90 days since some of them were escorted out of their rental apartments by our lovely sheriff deputies, and I'm not mad at the sheriff deputies, they're just doing their jobs. But that's the legal way to do it. When the sheriff knocks on your door with the order and say you gotta go, that's the proper way to do an eviction. So we have hundreds of people who have experienced that, and we're not able to find new rental units before that thing hit that credit report. So now they're out here hurting. Some of them are living with family members and friends. I love y'all, but after a while, they're going to be asked to leave those living spaces. So we've got some tentative homelessness waiting in the wings.
And that right there that you just mentioned, that's not even to include the fact that some individuals don't have either family within the area, or better yet, a lot of individuals of that percentage don't have family at all.
Right. They have no support system. Correct. And then we have our what I call traditional homelessness population. And I can honestly say we're not dealing with any of this effectively. None of it. None of it. All right, let's start with the upper crust. I call them the upper crust because they used to be homeowners. They were paying a mortgage. Yeah. What's going on there? For those of you all who know my background, y'all know that that was my wheelhouse for many years when I worked in the federal government. Fair housing, fair lending by banks and credit unions to ensure that we all could afford to live in a house. Housing is a civil right. The federal government has said that. Housing is a civil right. That's why we have the Housing and Urban Development Department. That's why we have the Fair Housing Administration. The U.S. government has created agencies to deal with this issue because our federal government says housing is a civil right, period. When I worked in the federal government, I participated in the exercise of writing laws to try to protect us from another mortgage bubble bursting. We don't want to see that again. And in those laws, the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act of 2010, the federal government says before a bank or a credit union or a mortgage lender can go through the foreclosure process, they need to do what we call loss mitigation. They need to allow you to modify your mortgage. Take steps to help you stay in your home. Some financial institutions do it better than others, but it's a requirement nonetheless. And yes, I'll tell you, I know some of these lenders are playing games. They play wild and crazy games. I got personal experience with some of it, okay? So I know it's happening. The problem with the loss mitigation process is this. It's not the federal law necessarily. State law is not doing its part. Federal law does not address foreclosure actions. That's always been a state action. Because the federal government insures banks and financial institutions, credit unions, up to $250,000, yada, yada, yada. Because the federal government provides insurance for the money that we deposit in these institutions, and then they take that money that we put in our savings account, put in our checking account, they lend it to other people. The federal government said, look, we need to protect this money. And we need you to take certain steps to make sure that money is protected. So that the government doesn't have to pay out a bunch of losses, like we're seeing now with the Silicon Valley Bank that just went under last week. Yes, the federal government's going to have to pay every depositor up to $250,000 for the money they had deposited in that bank. And there are some people who had more than $250,000. That's a loss to the taxpayer.
Yeah.
That's our money.
We thank you for tuning in. If you have a hot topic you would like discussed on DMV Uncut Live Productions Network, or if you have a story, if you have something that you want us to cover, feel free to reach out to us at bolmainoffice@gmail.com. DM us at changeagentnowforever